Okay. I'm ready to bounce, rock, roll, shimmy. You know, all that good stuff.
Bibbity bop. Zeep zap zoop.
Yes, we will zip and zap and also zoop. But,
I prefer to zoop as little as possible.
yeah. It's really hard in the back. Yeah.
How are you guys?
I'm a lot of things. I'm a lot of things right now. A very man of complicated emotions. A lot churning away, burning away in the old brain pan. Yeah, you know. The usual slightly spicier version of the usual hot mess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like there's more of a story there, but I would understand if that's it.
Let's just say that work is going places. Are they good? I don't know. We'll find out. Ha ha! That sort of thing. You know, totally normal, ordinary pedestrian fucking nonsense. Pokemon whips ass though, so that really balances the scales, so to speak.
Yeah, I typed Pokemon into the doc assuming that you'd want to talk about it.
You were correct.
So, what's up? Does it actually look as bad as some of those leaked screenshots?
Oh, hell yeah.
Nice.
It's ugly as shit. Doesn't change how I feel about it one iota. Not even a little bit.
Okay.
Matters to me not a whit. But yeah, I've learned something, or rather, I've come to a realization very recently that I think puts a lot of things in perspective. I can't confirm it. It's not a fact. It's only my gut intuition. Not a lot of preamble. I'm just going to say it right now. Game Freak / the Pokemon Company, I don't think they know how to make games for full-size consoles. I don't think that's a skill they ever developed. I think it's too late for them to start now. They have no interest in doing so, and it absolutely shows in the visuals for every single one of their major console releases. If it looked good, they probably didn't make it.
Okay.
All that is to say is that they're meant to be handheld games, and when you play a Pokemon game on the Switch, you should probably only subject it to the Switch-size screen, because when you blow it up, all the textures look like ass. The character models look good. The Pokemon look good. The human beings, they look great. But a lot of the grass in Arceus is like a picture on a bump map, and that's fine for a 7-inch screen. It is less fine for a 50-inch one. And I think it's when people come to grips with this and approach Pokemon the way the Pokemon team approaches Pokemon, that they will feel better in their hearts and maybe their stomachs. Maybe they'll stop giving themselves physical pain, getting so mad about these games when it has been apparent for years that no one in charge feels the same way.
Okay, because I posted a comparison photo that I found on Reddit in our Discord, and it looks worse than Oblivion. Oblivion came out 15 years ago.
It did, yes.
Okay, so what's the redeeming quality of this game?
Oh.
Why is it so good?
The moment-to-moment gameplay is terrific. It's a smooth, seamless, approachable Pokemon experience that takes a lot of the mechanical headaches, what ones remained, and does away with them. People have invited comparisons to Breath of the Wild, and they're not totally apt, but you do get that sense they wanted to do something big and open and exploration-based and, like, really bring back that feeling of you going out into the wide world, just you and your Pokemon and your Pokeballs and whatnot, to make your way and survive this crazy thing. And I feel like they capture that essence pretty effectively. Battles feel awesome. There's just monsters running around, doing their shit. Some of them are docile. Some of them are absolutely not. And you just chuck your monster at them, and then the battle starts. And it's breezy, it's smooth, it's easy. And then when it wraps up, there's no like end screens or anything like that you have to navigate. The battles don't take place in some sort of pocket dimension that vaguely resembles the world around you. It just happens wherever you happen to be standing. And although like the experience doleouts and stuff like that happens just sort of automatically in a little corner pop-up screen. And so you're never like sitting around be like, all right, press A enough times and I get to the end of this fucking battle after I already won. But none of that.
Nice.
Battle's over. You walk on. You find something else to do. The traversal mechanics that they introduce are also very fluid. You can switch from one kind to the other very easily. It's pretty rad. And I think some people will hate it, both because the graphics look like it was meant for a 3DS, which is fair, and because there's no gyms, and there's no gym leaders.
Whoa.
There's not a lot of trainers. You're very much out in the wild. This is very much a world. You're in a world where Pokemon are, and they say this a lot. This comes up a lot. Pokemon are terrifying creatures. That's the phrase. It comes up constantly. Pokemon are terrifying creatures. Because, you know, it's a cute little cartoon mascot mouse that can give you a heart attack. And there's some that eat your dreams, and there's some that are strong enough to, like, punch through bricks and stone, and there's some that can, you know what I mean? Like, and when you go into the world, if you went out unarmed, they would just beat the shit out of you. They just would. And they will. And they do. They do. They really do. You'll, like, lock eyes with one, or rather, one will catch wind of you, and you'll see the little icon up above that's like, hey, somebody's got eyes on you, you should do something about that, like run or fight or whatever. And if you don't react fast enough, you'll catch like some sort of attack like right in the back, and then like 3 or 4 of those and you will just pass out, lose some of your items, just wake up in cab. Yeah.
So you've got to be prepared to start slinging balls.
Oh yeah. And like if you can sneak up on one, even if it's like an angry piece of shit, there's a chance you can just like catch his ass, bypass the battle altogether. If you want. Doesn't happen often. It's easier when they're docile. And I'm not good at stealth, never have been. But yeah, you can just go up in the bushes. The long grass, which used to be where Pokemon hang out, is now where you hang out, so you're not spotted by the Pokemon. So you duck and you crouch and you sneak, and then when you get close enough, you can like lock on it.
So in this game, I'm now calling Breath of the Pokemon. Are the battles turn-based still, or is this a full Final Fantasy 15 situation?
No, it's a weird. They're still turn-based, but they've made some changes. Turn order is decided the moment you pick a Pokemon. So, like, if they're very fast and your guy's not that fast, they'll just hit first. And I've had half a team get wiped because of this. Because the other guy was just way outclassing me. And, like, just wasn't prepared. Also, they do this thing where you can, once a Pokemon masters a move as opposed to just learning it, they can choose to either hit fast but not as hard, or hit super hard and, like, delay their turn order for the next time. Which is cool.
Okay,
Haven't found it as useful, but it's an option.
So if there's no gyms and there's kind of no trainers, what's the storyline? If you're not an 8-year-old leaving home to battle with monsters, what are you doing? You are quelling.
Pokemon are kind of worshipped a little bit, sort of. And there's some that, like, they've been getting all ornery and upriled and, like, causing damage and fucking up people's days. And so you got to go in and handle that shit. And those battles are real different, because that is actually, those fights are actually, like, moving and grooving and dodging and, like, dealing with attacks and, like, because you have to, like, calm them a bit before you can get into a Pokemon battle, and you, like, alternate between the regular battles and the, like, running around not getting your head knocked off kind of thing. And yeah, the big goal is kind of like, you get two goals. One is to, like, take care of these angry dudes, and then two is to just fill out the Pokedex, which is fun and cool because it's how you make money. Because, like, you turn in your reports, and they're like, all right, sweet, here's your paycheck. And you get, every entry, you get a whole bunch of like items you can fill out, where it's just like, how many of these have you caught? How many of these have you defeated in battle? Did you do so at night or during the day? Have you seen this particular move from this Pokemon? How many forms have you seen? Have you gotten to evolve at least once? And then once you do, like, 10 or so levels of research, then you, like, complete that entry in the Pokedex. And so not only can you catch things and keep them and train them, but you can also, like, round out this data set and, like, really get your money's worth, so to speak, out of every entry. Also, there's these dudes called Alpha Pokemon who just randomly spawn out in the wild, and they are, generally speaking, 10 to 20 levels higher than whatever you've got going on. Eventually, when you get through the end game and you're like, you've got, like, a real serious team going, then you can more or less go toe to toe with them. But I found a Rapidash for the first time, and it had, like, the glowing red eyes that meant it was not to be fucked with, and I was like, well, it can't be that bad. So I got into a battle, and I think my strongest dude was, like, 22, 23, and this thing was level 40, and it cleaned my fucking clock.
Total Chad Pokemon.
Yeah. Cool thing about this battle system is that if you decide to run away, it's not like, oh, you couldn't escape. It's like, you literally just stop fighting and book it, so you never fail to do so. Unless you're surrounded by, like, 6 of them, and then they, like, start hitting you with special moves before you can get far enough away. That would be bad. But, you know, as long as you can avoid doing that, then you're in the clear.
So what's that like on a realism scale? Like, if you start booking it away from Pokemon, is there, like, a defined line where they're going to stop following you? Or do they just pursue you indefinitely?
Once you get a certain distance away, they're like, not worth it. And then they just stop chasing you. Most of the time. I don't know if it was like a glitch or something weird was happening, but they have their territory, and there was this one that had, I guess, like, a way bigger space that it decided was his, and the fucking thing followed me all the way to base camp, and I was, like, in the middle of a cutscene, and then I get out, and he's just, like, right there. I'm like, I gotta go.
Okay, that sounds kind of awesome.
Also, there's crafting, if that matters to you, but it's not, like, mostly just making your essential supplies. You're not, like, building gear or anything. It's just, if you don't want to pay for Pokeballs, you can just make them yourself. Which is nice. Items, too. If you don't want to buy healing potions because they're expensive or whatever, or you'd rather spend your money on clothes like this guy, then you can just make it yourself.
Yeah, you got to look fly before you can sling balls with the best of them.
You do. It's very important.
This doesn't sound like a Pokemon game.
No, but it rules.
It sounds more like Monster Hunter in a way?
A little bit. Yeah. It's a little bit of a blend of like traditional Pokemon and like kind of with like a little like Monster Hunter seasoning, like a dash of it you're like sprinkled on top of the dish, you know? It's interesting because they're like dangerous creatures that can attack you. People talk about getting killed and like don't die out there and stuff like that, and that has absolutely never been a part of the conversation in a Pokemon game before. Like there, like you were never under any threat of harm, really. Like that was never discussed. It was just don't go into the long grass because the game won't let you until you get Pokemon. But like now it's like, yeah, people die sometimes. So there's guards at the entrance, at every entrance to this village.
Yeah, the worst thing that happens in any other Pokemon game is some Pokemon faints.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty devastating, honestly, but, you know, Nurse Joy is always there to...
Yeah.
Are there Pokemon centers and all that stuff?
No. You just rest up at camp. Also, I had always assumed that Pokemon went in and out of balls and into computers with some sort of miracle of technology that they were just choosing not to share with human beings. Or like, we're not going to let human beings instantly transmit themselves great distances using this computer system. That's for Pokemon only, for some reason. There are no computers in this setting. But there are still Pokeballs, and you know what ingredients you need to make them. It's apricorn shells and tumblestones. And neither one of those things has the capacity to instantly transmit somebody great distances through, like, electricity. So, no idea how any of that works.
They don't either.
No, the people using using them, not a fucking clue.
Also, the people who made the game. Like, yeah, tumblestones and apricorns. You had to craft it out of something.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, rules. I don't know, man.
Is it better than Sword and Shield?
Depends on what you did or didn't like about Sword and Shield. They're two very different games. If you want like crazy battles and like a dedicated meta and like doing wild shit online, Sword and Shield's your jam. But if you want like do something different with Pokemon that you've probably never done before with the franchise, Arceus is it, man.
Okay. Nice. You've said a lot of things, and I'm still not sure if I'm going to like this or not. It's a bizarre feeling.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. I don't want to put it down. Don't want to stop. Want to fill out the Pokedex as much as I possibly can with this game. Just max it out. Why not, man?
I feel like this is going to get mixed reviews.
Oh, for sure. No, listen. No Pokemon game has ever really beat by a significant margin a like 75. That's wrong, by the way. Don't look it up. You don't have to. I know it's not true. But in my heart, they're never really above 75. I don't love them any less because of it, but like...
Yeah, in an objective setting, Pokemon games are good.
Yeah.
Played them to death, but they're good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this one's great, though, right?
I mean, I love it, but I'm not the person to ask. I don't have serious objectivity about this when I'm just ranting or whatever. Like, the actual scored review will probably... I don't know yet, actually. I sort of have to figure that out pretty quick, and I don't know where it's going to land.
Okay. I love that feeling, though.
Mm-hmm.
You just start hammering on the keyboard, and you get to the end, and you read it over and go, huh, wouldn't have guessed this, but that sounds like a 67.
Yeah.
I thought I liked it. Turns out, not so much.
Yeah. Turns out you just bitch the entire time, and maybe that says something.
It definitely does. It definitely does. Rhett, what have you been up to, buddy?
Not a whole lot, but I have been playing Inscryption. Finally.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Probably the best card game I've ever played. You know, I can't really think of anything else that beats this. I find myself wanting to play it when I'm not thinking about it, when I'm not playing it, you know? Yeah, really bizarre. Really, really bizarre. I just got to the part where you can, like, start a new game. Not to spoil anything, because this is one that people really need to go into with, you know, as little information as possible. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, that's all I'll say. I got to the part where you start a new game, and it's just insane. Yeah. It keeps blowing me away.
Yeah. Even if you say some of the things that happen in the game, there's no way people would believe that.
Yeah.
Like, it's a card game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kinda.
Cards are involved.
Kinda, yeah, right?
It's also a fucking fever dream the entire time.
It's a complete fever dream. But, like, the card game that's there is also really good.
It's really fun.
Right? Like, yeah, this dude figured it out. So, yeah, interested in playing more and seeing more, and, you know.
You, like, close your eyes at night and see the psychedelic spinning eyes.
Yes. Yes.
Amazing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Some might say that was like the 6th best game last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I had played it, because it definitely would have been on my list. I love the score as well. Just the tones and sounds that are used, really, like, unnerving. Really, really unsettling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Great game. That's got to be on sale by now, right? Like, you got to be able to get that for like $15.
I think I did. I think I did get it for $5 off or something.
Nice.
Just, you know, worth it at full price, but if you can get it at a sale, by all means do it.
Yeah.
By all means. You got to do what you got to do. Because those $5 saved, there's no telling what you could spend that on.
I could tell you what to spend it on right now, actually. But, well, later. You go first.
Oh, I got nothing. I said there's no telling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's called Vampire Survivors. It's $3. It's on Steam. You should buy that. You save the money. Get another game. Yeah.
No other narrative necessary. Just get Vampire Survivors.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Bought it today. Blew up my productivity a little bit. Tiny little bit. Kind of the bad thing about having your desktop and your work computer side by side is that you are tempted to not do as much work. And I don't.
Here's the thing about that, though.
Yeah.
If and when you're in an office, productivity is not that good in an office.
No.
The amount of time you spend walking from A to B, or cruising past someone's desk, or getting water, or whatever, there's no way you do more than 4 hours work in an office.
It's true.
So I feel like if I'm at home and I get 5 in an 8-hour day, killing it.
Yeah.
Killing it. Exceeds expectations on all metrics. But anyway, I've been playing Windjammers too.
Hell yeah.
That is fun as hell. It is so good. They took like everything that was good about the original game and made it way better.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I never really played the original. All I played was the second one, and so I don't have a strong basis of comparison. The one thing I felt like I wanted to really speak on was the difference between the old pixel art graphics and the new hand-drawn ones. I love pixel art, but that shit looks good, you know? Looks like the box art. Looks like the box art come to life. To whip a disc at you real fast and maybe slam you into the goal so they score and then you also get hurt in the same toss. That's cool. I love doing that.
Yeah. And the super moves. You feel like you're playing a fighting game when you launch some of those supers.
It's very much like that, actually.
Mm-hmm. No complicated button prompts or anything. You just kind of like hold A and B.
Yeah.
Just rip it.
I like, because there's like 3 different buttons, I think, or like 2 or 3 different buttons you can use for like discs, or you're either chucking it or you're catching it or you're rebounding it. And I figured out pretty quick that the only button you need is the one that rebounds. Because then you're always prepared. You're a Boy Scout. And anytime it comes in, you're like, aha! Forget that shit! Get out of here!
Yeah, it's a good game. The original's still a really good game, too. Obviously. Nobody ever played it because it was on the Neo Geo.
Yeah.
But
there's people...
Yeah, I think .emu released it.
Yeah.
Re-released it. Like an updated version not that long ago. Might have reviewed that, actually. Couldn't tell you at this point, but hey, the second one, really good. It's got like fighting game stages. There are mini games. Felt like I was playing Street Fighter 2 with frisbees.
Oh yeah, you do the one where you chuck it real far, or the one where you're like catching as many as you can, or like intercepting the clay discs.
Yeah.
Mini games.
And you intercept the clay discs, and then you smash them on the ground immediately, just to show them who's boss.
Yeah. Just give them the what for. Did you prefer the big chunky dudes or the speedy little guys?
I usually tend towards the power. That's the case in a lot of things. You know, Zangief is my man. Always go for Donkey Kong in Mario Kart. Go for the heavy hitters.
Nice.
Higher chance of blasting them into the net.
Yeah.
I found it a real pain in the ass because you have to like dash to get to another spot on your side to catch something in time when you were the really, really big guy. And then I would like I'd be dashing so rapidly I'd like overshoot and they would just like zip by me. But with like the little dudes, you can just move normally and like get to any spot in the field. And then
that's true.
Which I appreciate. But no, with the little guy, you can't really do that thing where you hit them so hard with it that they like smash into the goal.
It's a risk reward thing.
Yeah.
With the big dudes, you do definitely end up in that place where you're like dashing repeatedly underneath where the disc is going to land because you thought I needed to dash.
Yeah.
And now I want to throw it really hard, and you dive out of the way and it hits the ground.
Yeah.
Happens way more often with the big dudes.
Yeah.
But yeah, good game. I'm sure it's great with multiple players too. I haven't tried the online yet.
No, I was waist deep in other projects by the time that went live.
Yeah, you got to move on.
Yeah,
I understand. Breath of the Pokemon was beckoning.
Oh.
I started in anticipation of the next kind of big AAA console selling kind of game that's coming out. I started replaying Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh, yeah.
And that game is still really, really good. It's, it doesn't do the Ubisoft thing, where there's a zillion icons and you can go in any direction and there is something to do and it's meaningless. It's all of the side missions have something to them. They add to the world. Care was taken to make this worth doing. There's no throwaway anything. And you can beat the game in like 20, 25 hours. Like, it's not that long, but it's still massive. The world is huge and there's tons to see and you can spend a lot more time there. But you can get a really full-fledged experience without wasting your entire life sailing between the Greek Isles and friggin' Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Still holds up really, really well. I know it didn't come out that long ago, but
no,
combat's really good. All the mechs and dinosaurs, man. They keep throwing new stuff at you all the way until the end of the game. Like, here's a new robot you haven't seen before and you got to deal with in a different way. And they're all so unique, but still can be played in a bunch of different ways. Like, if you want to go for the heavy hitter approach, you can do that. You can also keep it real squirrely and, you know, stealth your way around just about every encounter if you want to. Man, I hope they nail it. I'd really love another great open world game.
Yeah, they just updated that on the PS5 last year too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely a good time to jump in before the new one comes out.
It honestly looks pretty fresh too.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I remember feeling like I never totally found my footing with some of those guys, like some of the opponents in Horizon Zero Dawn. Like, I would always, it's always really easy to get overwhelmed and destroyed if you're not being, you know, careful and concerned and taking a very deliberate approach to every fight. It's good.
It seems like they're pulling out all the stops. Like, some of the beasts that have shown up in the trailers. Whoa. That is going to be intense. That's the word for the battles in Zero Dawn. Intense. Like, yeah, you can stealth around and hack some stuff, but if you get into it with just about any of the creatures, they can overwhelm you really quickly.
Yeah. Which is cool.
Also, I hadn't done too much of the expansion, the Frozen Wild?
Yeah.
What it's called. Frozen part. And that's really great too. Seems to be kind of the one of Sony's things. Have one expansion and it's fucking awesome. Icky Island for Ghost of Tsushima, fucking awesome. Keep it up. Love it.
Dope.
But anyways, Forbidden West, coming up soon. Looking forward to it. Anybody else have anything? I have one more thing.
I could definitely talk for a few minutes about Vampire Survivors.
Oh, please. I was already committed to spending the $3, but sell me, man.
Yeah, it just popped up on my Twitter feed this morning. It's like a roguelike kind of thing. It's like a roguelike bullet hell kind of thing where you're just maneuvering a basic little sprite in a sort of top-down pixel art environment, and the attacks happen automatically. So you're just like, you're gathering Every time you level up, you get a tree of like a bunch of different things you can pick from, and then you just create stronger and stronger attacks and attack cycles and stuff like that. And it's just the simplest, most basic shit. And your whole goal is to just like maneuver around and escape these ever increasing hordes of monsters. It gets to the point where like the whole screen is like pretty much full of them, and they level up too, so you have to get stronger. You have to make smart choices when you're like picking from the available selections. And yeah, there's not like story or progression. It is very much a $3 game, but like, oh man, so satisfying. You get like you get like these little gems that give you experience, and then coins that you can actually spend in between runs. And coins are pretty sparse unless you find like a treasure chest, and then you get this big dopamine hit of like a whole fucking cutscene where like coins and gems and shit are like shooting out of it like fireworks, and it's like, these are all the power-ups that were inside too, fuck yes. And then it like pauses the action for a second while this happens, and you're like, finally I can buy whatever this dumb thing is. And every once in a while you unlock a new character you can spend money on. They all have different perks that you can like take advantage of, or like change your playstyle up. And like, yeah, that's the whole game I just described to you. I didn't leave anything out. It's like a Castlevania homage, only instead of like deliberate platforming and difficult challenges, it's you versus thousands of random enemies.
Okay.
It's the dumbest shit on earth, and you will absolutely spend hours and hours and hours playing it. Yep.
Sounds pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like a sick value. Dollars per hour. Mm-hmm. Never been better.
Mm-mm.
I was going to talk about a game called Unpacking. You guys heard of this? It came out last year. And the entire game is about opening boxes and putting things in their proper place.
Oh, that sounds deeply satisfying.
It is. And the meta-narrative, though, is it's following this girl over the course of her whole life every time she moves. Like, she's unpacking her childhood bedroom when she moves. She's unpacking her college dorm room. She's unpacking a room with roommates. And you follow along with this life based on what she's kept, or how things are changing in life based on the requirements of where you have to put things. You know, like when you're living with roommates, a lot of your shit has to go in the closet. It's got to go on top of shelves because there's stuff everywhere from the other people. Or, you know, I don't want to ruin any of the story stuff. It's really good. But that act of putting things away, supremely satisfying. It does give you some leeway to do things how you want, or organize things how it makes sense to you. And there's usually just a few things that have a required place. And that also tells you something about the life of this person. Fascinating. And it's on Game Pass.
Sweet.
It's so good. It might have been on my top 10 list if I'd played it last year.
Oh, God. See, I was going to say, I think Eurogamer, I think Eurogamer, they gave this their game of the year.
Really?
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I played it. I went through it. I did the achievements. Paul and everybody else that has a bone over this game, what the fuck? Like, it's taken books and teddy bears out of boxes. There's no story. Paul. You spent way too much time coming up with this narrative.
I feel really bad for you, man.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I play
just devoid of imagination.
Because I played that
devoid of
shit.
Joy.
I played that shit. You should see the pictures for my place. All my unpacking jobs. brutal. No, it's not as bad as I say. It's
Yeah, I mean, how much you'll get out of it depends on how much you like writing your own story in your head. Coming up with reasons for why XYZ item is no longer in the boxes. What could have happened in this life? Depends how deep you want to go with that.
You took it out of the box. That's what happened.
But what if something that's been on the whole journey is suddenly not part of your possessions anymore?
Who gives a fuck?
Apparently not you.
Probably threw it out. No, it's a perfect Game Pass game. It really is. It's a perfect Game Pass game. Grab it for free. Enjoy it over a weekend. Yeah. But I'm serious when I don't understand people talking about putting this on their top 10 lists. Like, come on. There's a lot of good shit that came out last year.
Yeah, totally.
And this isn't in the top 20, 30, I'd say. Oh.
I mean, I see where you're coming from, because it's not something that lasts forever.
It's not traditional. Yeah.
You know, you spend a couple hours with it, and the amount of entertainment I got out of those few hours, for that block of time, I was completely engrossed and invested. And that's, it's like saying a 90-minute movie can't be on your top 10 list because it's not long enough. They didn't have enough fucking nonsense scenes to pad it out to 3 hours like every Marvel movie now.
I didn't say it had anything to do with the length. I said it had everything to do with the complete lack of anything of interest in this game. Okay, you know where it really lost me was in the second or third stage. It was starting to penalize me for putting the man, like I don't know. I don't want to talk about this game anymore.
You see, Rhett, it left its mark on you.
We've unpacked this enough. Like it's done.
Yeah, it obviously had an impact, which is something. Yeah,
I guess.
We'll circle back on this in a couple of weeks, see if it's still bothering you.
Yeah, this game pisses me off. Honestly, that's it. That's where I'm leaving. This game pisses me off, and we will circle back.
Great. It's exciting. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Speaking of, well, no, I don't know if I can talk about Dying Light.
No, you can't.
No, right?
No.
So.
Too bad. Wait until the next episode, folks, and we'll talk about Dying Light.
Mm-hmm.
What we can talk about is the Microsoft, Activision, money truck, Lollapalooza fest. We're buying every developer on Earth strategy.
So here's something that was pointed out to me when this story first broke. When you run purely as a numbers game, Microsoft currently has enough cash to just end the console war forever. They could they could just fucking buy Sony, because people are like, oh, $70 billion, that's crazy. How did they ever afford that? Did you know Microsoft is a $2 trillion company? Yeah, it doesn't matter. None of it matters. The console war is a thing because they allow it to be a thing. Other game manufacturing companies exist at the behest and whims of Microsoft. They have decided that that competition is good and healthy, and therefore they have allowed other gaming companies to exist.
Have they decided that, though? Or do they just remember all the antitrust stuff they went through with Windows when they tried to buy the entire computer industry? They're beating around the bush with that right now.
Yes,
like
they are very they're very much getting to that point.
If they start sniffing around EA, there are going to be questions of whether that should be allowed or not.
Yeah, it seems like the corporate theme park that is the United States has sort of changed its tune when it comes to companies getting too big. Because there's a couple of companies that are arguably way too big, and nobody's all that concerned about it. Like, Microsoft is absolutely in that strike zone presently. Like, yes, a lot of people use Apple products, so there's two companies, so it's fine. But like Amazon, for example, there's no second company that does what they do. Not in the States.
See, the difference between Microsoft and Apple for me is Apple hasn't gone out and like bought Huawei and Motorola and a bunch of other companies that make the same type of product. Their growth is more or less completely organic. Microsoft, let's just buy Call of Duty.
Yeah.
What if we bought it?
Yeah. It seems like they did wait until the value of it dipped a bit. They're like, yeah, it's on sale, basically.
And yet it still costs 3 times as much as it did when they bought LinkedIn.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you remember back in the day when Disney bought Lucasfilm for $4 and like what a momentous event that was?
Shit, what a deal.
Yeah.
Absolute steal.
Yeah. They made out like fucking bandits.
Didn't they buy Marvel for even less than that?
Hell, they must have. Marvel wasn't worth shit. Are you kidding me?
Comic books were 79 cents.
Yeah, they spent decades, like the Marvel film division spent decades just hemorrhaging money.
Yeah. Anybody remember the Fantastic Four movies?
Yeah,
I already saw.
Dope. Especially the first one. God, yeah.
Did you ever see the one from 1994? The Roger Corman Fantastic Four?
No. I didn't realize there was one.
There is, and it's on YouTube. You can watch the whole thing. Don't, obviously, Jesus Christ, life is short. There's only so many hours that you can spend doing things. Don't spend 1.5 of them watching the 1994 Fantastic Four movie. It is maybe the worst thing I've ever seen.
Wow. Worse than the most recent Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
The Michael B.
Yeah,
Jordan
it's not close either. Like, it's not.
God.
You're like, the new one is just like a hot mess of like studio interference and, you know, like too many cooks in the kitchen, that sort of thing, and just like didn't really know what kind of movie wanted to make and couldn't crystallize their vision. That movie had a budget and proper microphones so that you could hear all the actors and what they were saying, and like really nice cameras and actual special effects and a plot.
Oh, no.
None of which is in the 1994 Fantastic Four.
Oh, come on. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll probably watch it, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I warned you once. That's sufficient.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I put the sign up telling you about the avalanche. It's not my fault if you keep going.
I like that approach.
Yeah.
To get back to Microsoft, there's no way they take Call of Duty off PlayStation, right? That just doesn't make business sense.
Well, Call of Duty has a massive install base. Fact 1. Fact 2, you can get an Xbox Series X for like $30 or $40 a month for 2 years with Game Pass. So if they say that Call of Duty is Xbox exclusive forever, there's a good chance that they convert a lot of these people who only buy one fucking game a year or two, and one of them is Call of Duty, but like, well, I guess I'm an Xbox guy now. You know? They could do that. And then those same people immediately have access to Game Pass, and then their user base is exploding. Like, you know, they're considering it. Like, it's at least on a whiteboard somewhere.
That's a good point with the subscription service.
Yeah. If they can make enough consoles to meet that potential demand going forward, because I know there's plans to build a local North American chip manufacturing place. I think in Ohio. I don't know. It was a Twitter headline. I don't know for sure.
Ohio.
Yeah. Why not, man?
Somehow everything's in Ohio. I don't get it. Everything in the U.S. hinges on Ohio somehow.
They had to put the hinge somewhere, Paul. Like, you had to build it in such a way that it someplace. Why not Ohio?
You know, I don't have an answer for you. I just know that it shouldn't be Ohio.
Fair.
Anyway.
What
else did Microsoft get with Activision?
Blizzard?
Yeah, League of Legends. Is that?
No,
that's Epic.
Riot Games.
Riot.
Yeah.
Yes.
What is that Blizzard lane-based game? Heroes of the Storm?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Like,
and World of Warcraft.
Oh, right.
Sure.
And Overwatch. And
Overwatch
whatever.
is a good get.
Yeah.
That's a real game.
They have the money pit known as the Diablo franchise.
I guess they also got King, which means they got Candy Crush, and that probably just rakes it in.
I mean, it did several years ago. I don't know. Are there people who've been playing Candy Crush like dedicated for like years and years? Does that game still even have whales?
Oh, I'm sure it does. It must. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like a drastic overpay to me for that. Especially when the rumbling last year of Sony looking to buy Square Enix was in the range of $2 billion. Is Activision worth 35 Square Enixes?
In terms of player base, in North America, yeah.
Maybe.
There's probably about 30 times as many people that play all the CODs and all the WoWs as there are people who get down with. Although Square does have Final Fantasy XIV, which has blossomed somewhat in the last couple of years. The price tag for Square Enix might actually have gone up somewhat.
Yeah.
But yeah, they got WoW, they got COD, they got Overwatch, they got I don't know,
Spyro.
What?
Skylanders. You can bring Skylanders back.
What did you say? Byro?
Spyro.
Oh,
the dragon.
Spyro. My bad.
Yeah, all those Activision games that they make once and then they're like, well, I don't know, we'll just close the studio that does the remakes because we're bad at money stuff.
Yeah. The real question now is, does Microsoft keep all those teams dedicated to Call of Duty, or since it's going to be on Game Pass, presumably, do they move to more of a little bit of a subscription thing where Call of Duty is Call of Duty and they come out with a campaign every couple of years? You know, let Treyarch and Infinity Ward keep doing Call of Duty and take some of those other peeps and help them finish Halo someday.
It's gotta happen at some point, right?
Sledgehammer knows a thing or two about shooters and modern gunplay with jump jets and stuff. They made, what was that, Infinite Warfare? They already made an Infinite game.
Oh, yeah.
Crap, man, they're going to help make Halo. Calling it now, Sledgehammer onto Halo.
Yeah, what if that was the whole point of this? What if they bought this gigantic fucking game companies, and it was just like, whoa, we're gonna expand our family for Halo.
Every studio on the fucking earth already contributed to that game. I sat through the entire credits, and it seems like most of the people at the Coalition worked on it.
Yep.
Most of the people at most Microsoft companies worked on Halo. Who knows when that was? Was it in that last year to get it ship ready? Maybe. Maybe not. But yeah, I could see also some of the teams they have working on things that they haven't really done before. Like Playground working on Fable, or In Exile trying to make a good State of Decay game. Some of those teams might need some vets to come over and, you know, show them how game design works.
You know what else they could do? They could let some people go, like Bobby. Mostly Bobby. Please fire him.
I'm sure that was part of the deal, that he will step down once his contract is out or whatever.
Give him that fucking multi-million-dollar golden parachute. Fucking ghoul. Probably go work for the fucking Trump administration after this. It's a two-way pipeline. There's guys from conservative governments that work or on the board for ZeniMax.
Oh.
Yeah, it goes both ways. But yeah, he should just go do something that befits his scummy exterior and interior. All of him. Yeah.
He'll like join the board at Halliburton or something.
Yeah.
New CEO of Exxon.
Nice.
Just cuz.
Kaiser Permanente.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's definitely not an evil corporation.
Kaiser Permanente.
No. Yeah.
Oh yeah. No.
I mean, you could just hear the name of that company and no, they don't fuck around.
Yeah.
They take people's lives and livelihood.
Yeah.
For fun and profit.
Totally.
For Chucks, yeah.
Good time.
So that's like literally the only news item I wrote down. So I figured we would have thoughts about it. I don't know if anybody else has seen anything that's going on, or is that kind of
well? It's to be honest, a lot of the news cycle has been really chewed up by the acquisition. That's been a huge bit of news. Like aside from that, it's just Jesus, right? Yes, I'm sorry. Raven Software, who are like QA testers who work for Activision Blizzard, is my understanding. They went on strike, and then there was a vote to unionize, so they're not striking anymore. But also they're going to be a union. Presumably. Unless Activision Blizzard just wipes the entire team. Which they've done. Yeah, they've made cuts of that size. Right? Like, that's definitely a thing that they've done before. It's not beyond them.
Bobby's still at the helm, man. His reign of terror has not ended as of yet. He can still blow things up pretty bad.
Oh, yeah. No, he can.
I mean, he's done his best up to this point. It seems like. But, yeah.
But sometimes you just got to get one last evil deed in before you turn in your keys, right?
I like that.
Oftentimes you gotta burn it down on your way out.
Definitely. It's important.
Yeah. Leave a couple surprises, a couple presents for people around.
Oh yeah, take a dump on your boss's desk.
Power move.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're speaking from experience, Rhett.
Oh, what's that?
Sounds like you're speaking from experience.
Huh?
Have you burned it down, right? Have you burned it down? Have you walked away with an explosion going off behind you at a job you no longer had?
We're asking how many triple coilers you've left on a boss's desk in your life.
Come on, man. Give us the scoop.
What's that?
My attorney has advised me to not answer that question.
Huh?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I get it. It's a bit now. Oh, what's coming up for you guys? What's on the old docket? Rhett, you're working on Dying Light, obviously.
Yep. Doing that. Yeah.
What else is up?
I don't know. What's coming out? I mean, the next big game that I'm waiting for that I think I'll be reviewing is the new WWE game, the 2K one. A lot of information has started to come out on that, and yeah, we're quickly approaching.
When's that supposed to come out?
I think early March. Yeah.
Okay.
I think early March, first week or something like that.
It can't be worse than the last one.
Can't be worse than the last one. Yeah.
Come on, man. It can always be worse.
Yeah, true. I'm just very, very interested in this one with how bad the last one was, and then them taking a year off for the first time in 20 years. I'll be very interested to see what they do with this.
Yeah, didn't they drop a trailer where it was just like, the last one was a pile of shit, but maybe this will be better, kind of vibe?
I don't know. Maybe they did. I don't know if I've seen it, but yeah, that's definitely the idea, I think. But that aside, Gran Turismo 7's coming out very soon too.
Ooh, yeah.
That's
beginning of March for that, right?
March 7th, I believe, or 4th. Yeah, first week of March.
Yeah, they've dropped a few gameplay trailers lately. I saw one of them going around Daytona.
Man, it's gorgeous.
It looks really good.
Gorgeous.
And appears to still be that traditional Gran Turismo style of racing where, you know, it's very much a technical racer. It's very much based on skill and based on driving like a competitor and not like an a-hole.
Yeah, that's 100%, which is why the online mode in sport right now is so frustrating, because they chose to remove penalties from the game. So it's sort of a free-for-all when you go online if you're in the lower ranks.
Jesus, yeah, I bet.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that, but everybody, you go on the Reddit and it's just like online is almost unplayable for most people.
Well, hopefully the next release fixes that. Yeah.
And it'll have ray tracing.
Yeah, ray tracing on some tracks.
Yeah.
In some certain settings, the photo mode is fully ray traced, so sweet deal there.
I mean, I don't care if the whole thing is ray traced so long as I can't tell when it's not.
Yeah, that's fair.
If the other tech is good enough that I can't tell when it's not rain traced.
Yeah.
I want to see rain tracing.
That sounds terrifying.
Yeah.
Sounds like a processor melter.
We can hope, man. We can hope. Cool. Well, I think that's going to do it for this episode of Press X to Podcast. That's what you're listening to. Press X to Podcast. I said I was going to introduce the podcast this year, and, well, I didn't. So, this is Press X to Podcast. I'm Paul. That's James and Rhett. Hey, guys. Welcome.
Hey, guys.
Thanks for listening for the last hour and 5 minutes or whatever it's been. If you'd like to hear more of this, you can go back in time, like 4 or 5 years at this point. There's a lot of content there, and it's all good. 100% excellent. And if you want to read something, you can go over to cogconnected.com. That's where we write stuff. Reviews, news, features, previews, videos all over the YouTube. The spiciest Twitter posts on Earth, honestly. You can find it. Or don't. I mean, if you don't, then at least come back in 2 weeks and listen to this again, because we're probably going to talk about Dying Light 2.
Yeah, we'll have words. A lot of them, probably.
I mean, honestly, I'm sure, James, you'll have played something. You'll have picked up something. Or you'll still be eyeballs deep in Vampire Survivors. One or the other.
Yeah.
It could be both.
Could be
Who
both.
can say at this point? So we hope you'll join us for that, viewers. And in the meantime, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. We'll see you right back here next time for Press X, the podcast. Bye, everybody.
Bye.